building and construction industry is a fast-growing sector and one of the most important industries in the Nigerian economy. The sector has been pivotal in its linkage with other sectors, thereby having a multiplier effect on them, most notably the real estate and building materials. In the second quarter, GDP released by the National Bureau of Statistics, the real growth rate of the sector was recorded at 3.70% year-on-year, higher by 35.46% points from the rate recorded the previous year, which was minus 31.77% quarter-on-quarter, and there was an increase of 2.27 percent points. Despite this relatively impressive growth, operators in the sector say the situation still leaves much to be desired in the sector. We're being joined by the Managing Director, Inclusive Concrete and Engineering, Engineer Opeyemi Aminu. Great to have you on the program. Good morning.
Morning. How are you?
Fine. Great to have you.
Morning, madam. How are you?
Yeah, so the construction industry has, reported as one of the best sectors right now, recording, impressive growth rate of about 3.7%, as against negative growth rate of 32% in the corresponding period. How do you see these figures right now?
Okay, all of us need to have basic understanding about the figures, then the effect. Yes, and I'm going to give you an analogy that we're all used to. You see, if you have this fantastic figure, 3.7, next quarter, you have something lower. The quarter after that, you have something higher. Then it's fluctuating. Okay. And this is how a common man will understand it. Let's take the water in your house. We all have an overhead tank, and you pump from the ground. From that overhead tank, you distribute to your house, 7, 8 toilets. If you pump little water, your children may complain, I don't have enough water, mommy. Is it coming out of your own? When you pump more, it goes a little bit more. By the time you get to the top of that tank, everybody is enjoying it. What it means is that you've been consistent in filling that tank, then it gets to everybody. But if you pump it a step, you come down, you pump it again, it comes down, you are not going to have that distribution to everybody. That's the way this thing works. Either with the GDP figure or with the figure we're having in construction. It's not stable. It's too wavy. And you're going to have it among the few opportune ones, while a large number of people are not feeling it.
Right. But could you paint a picture of your experience in the industry?
Good. For me, for us, we've been doing a bit. But again, when you look at the environment, you can judge it by yourself. We all travel. If you go to where constructions are really taking place, there are signs that a layman will see. You're going to see, sky crane all over. But look at our sky. You're going to have very few. It means that we are not doing big projects. Right? Now, when you come to the middle, what is going on there is relatively small to the number of people that we have. So the effect is still not going to be that much. So that's why you see the people in industry telling you that, look, we're not feeling it. And if I'm going to speak from the perspective of a vice chairman of a construction group in LCCI, I mean, we meet ourselves, we talk to people, and the situation is still not better. It's not better.
Now, we know that one of the challenges there is that sector is dominated by, foreign firms, especially for big projects. Is it that there are no strong indigenous, construction firms that would probably have the capacity to do some of the work? I mean, now we're talking about infrastructure deficit, of which we know that Nigeria has a serious infrastructure deficit, and that should actually be a boost for the sector, because when you have a lot of activities, a lot of work to do, there's road, there's housing, there's bridges, there's, but you find out that most of these works are being done by foreign firms. Where are the indigenous firms?
Okay. We have consistently discuss about this issue every time we look at the construction industry. And I will always bring us back to the Chinese, and say, what have they been able to do right that we have not done? Everywhere, development is purposeful. You plan for it to achieve it. It doesn't just happen. If federal government or state government wants Nigerians to be doing all the big projects, it's not going to happen overnight. And if you leave it to them alone, it's going to take a long time. It may not happen. It has not happened for a long time. We have discussed this thing for over 10 years. It has not happened. Because each of the states, the country as a whole, does not have a program to migrate this spending from foreign contractors to indigenous contractors. There are no program in place. It's very simple. It's not difficult to achieve, right? We have indigenous contractors who have worked for government. We have done that, for an instance, right? And a lot of people are doing that. When you do that, the fact that you do it very well does not mean that you're going to have further patronage. If a company does not have consistent patronage, it cannot grow.
So what is the key issue there? Why would they prefer foreign? Is it about having the capacity? Funding is another issue. Because, funding, yeah. I mean, these foreign companies have got all it takes in terms of funding, but for most indigenous companies, perhaps you wait until the money is paid to you before you're able to execute, the project. Are these not some of the issues, perhaps, why we have more foreigners doing the job than indigenous workers?
Yeah, it's a major factor. It's a major, one, no doubt about it. It's something that we can solve. It's not completely out of our control. It's just a function of how we intend to do it. I give you an instance. Look, we have 10 indigenous companies that we're looking to develop to a big standard. What do? We have a program in place. First thing is to be sure that they can do this, they can execute this project. Then the next one is that government gives them support to build them. And we're going to target probably 5 years to make sure that this company gets to this level. When they get to that level, they can access fund either here or on international scale. That is possible. And don't forget again that the Chinese company that you have here, they are representing their country. And that country is giving them a lot of financial backing to come in here and make money, repatriate it back home. If we don't wake up to that, we think they are doing us a favor, we're making a huge mistake.
In other words, the operators from the indigenous side are not getting enough support from the government. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. The support is not enough. You can check that out by asking all the governments at all levels, what program do you have for your indigenous contractors? This thing don't happen overnight. Look, if you go back to China and ask Toyota, for an instance, when they entered China, ask them how much of the shares of their company were they able to hold. They will tell you the government did not allow us to hold more than 49. Why? Because they wanted them to partner with the small companies. And those small companies have become what? A very big company today. All those things are deliberate program to make these things happen. But here, you see, nobody wants to move the real mountain. I mean, the real elephant. I listen to you people talking about the shortage in FS and this and that. Look, you don't want to move the mountain. I mean, the elephant. When you are ready to move the elephant, you're going to have money. If you are not ready to move the elephant, you can't have that FX. You can't.
Because patronizing, these foreign companies is actually taking money.
It's taking your money out. Nigeria is far overdue for industrialization. Is far overdue for industrialization. Until and when we do that, that elephant is not moving. We'll keep moving around it.
But what do you think the government should be doing now, policy-wise to, make our indigenous contractors more, used in this in Nigeria?
Okay, good. I would approach it in two ways. One is that, like I said, let's have a program. Lagos State has over 7,000 contractors on different fields, and you spend a lot of money on construction. You can identify if it's no more than 10 or 20 contractors who are doing very well, indigenous contractor, and you say that, look, in the next 5 years, we're going to give you consistent patronage, and these are the milestone we expect you to cover in terms of equipment, in terms of your finances, right? Now, both of you sit down, they bring a proposal on how to get to that level that you want them to be. And you look at it together, and we monitor it to make sure that these companies, they grow very well the way we want them to grow. So when we have big job to do, we know that this 10 or 20 or 50 that we have breeded to this level can handle our job. Guess what? They will do it cheaper than what the foreign companies are doing.
No, but then there's always been this complaint or issue surrounding manpower, when it comes to the construction industry, because, we hear stories of importation of artisans from neighboring countries. How would you react to that?
We import a lot of them, and they are doing, most of the job for us.
Why?
Because...
Are they cheaper or what?
Why would you? Is it that we don't have? We're talking about job creation here.
Yes.
These are the areas that can actually give our youths a job.
Yes.
So why do we have to import people from our neighboring countries to come and do the jobs that Nigerians can actually do?
Fantastic.
Is it that we don't have the capacity? We don't have the people?
Don't they do a good job, the ones we have here?
You see, we have the people, we have the capacity, and this thing is a going concern, right? We train these guys for a period of time to be able to serve that purpose for us. When this set is going, another set is supposed to join them, and it goes on like that. Go back to who we are as a people, Nigeria. Everybody wants to be big overnight. That has become our culture, right? The man from Cotonou, if you give him 4,000 a day or 5,000 a day, he may be very okay with it, and is ready to work very well for you. But an average Nigerian wants a place where they can, make that money quickly. That has discouraged the young one from going into learning the trade. The vacuum is very big, and those guys are feeling it. And our money is doing what? Is going to those neighboring countries. You see those boys building houses, they are buying cars. Ordinarily, the money that should be here, right? So what am I saying? I'm saying that we have to make artisanship more rewarding so that it will be attractive to our people, right? We have to make it more rewarding.
Well, it seems to be rewarding for, the ones we're bringing in from neighboring countries.
So why is it not rewarding?
Two different lifestyle. Two different lifestyle. Don't take that away. Who we are, our lifestyle, right? Here, we want to live flamboyantly. Everybody. The leaders, the followers, the people down there. But those people, those Cotonous, their lifestyle is different from ours. So that little one is okay for them, and you see them working continuously, and they make money.
So a quick one.
Expense,
Now, looking at the sector you operate, any prospect for more growth, particularly coming from a year where we saw nothing happening?
Right.
Good. If we're going to develop construction industry, please don't take away the inputs from it. We have talked about the people at the lower level. Don't take away the inputs. So much money still goes on equipment that we use to do that business, right? And we import a lot of them. So that's why when you people are talking economy here and how Nigeria will grow, please don't forget the fact that there has to be innovation. Don't forget the fact that we have to develop people. Don't forget the fact that China has over 4,000 business incubation centers where talents are developed. And don't forget that Apple paid $38 billion as tax in 2018 And that's a lot, more than Nigeria budget.
I guess there's so much around this construction
you know.
sector that needs to be talked about, but I'm sure we'll have time to do that some other time. Thank you very much, Engineer Opeyemi.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.